Welcome back, everybody,
Hey.
to the King of the Bean.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about it since last episode, the last week.
Sure.
Way long time.
And
It's at least 7 days.
I have been king for 5 episodes.
Too much, actually.
And I really want to be king for the next one because I want to talk about Christmas because it's going to come out the week of Christmas.
Allegedly.
So I am going to bequeath the crown to Ryan for this week, and I'm going to take it back next week.
In an unprecedented turn of events.
He is
The
king.
only way I will get the crown is by being given it
By
by
off-
force.
By offer.
And Ryan had a really cool game idea that he wants to present, so I want him to lead.
I didn't prepare for it because I didn't think it was
He was
possible.
trying to give me suggestions, and I was like, you know what? I want you to do that, buddy. So,
Okay. Alright, so... My idea that I didn't prepare for because I didn't think I would have to be king again for another couple months.
Months.
I thought my reign was going to end forever.
I literally was I literally was telling them, like, last time we were talking about the podcast, I'm like, I have a great idea, but it's not gonna happen for 2.5 months, so I'm not worried about it. But so
I have time to prepare.
Yeah, my idea is to play a little bit of a game.
Did you hear that pop?
What was that?
I did.
That was my ankle.
Oh. Okay.
It's probably fine.
Yeah.
To play a bit of a game with you all today. It's a little fun. We're still talking. We're still chatting.
We want to play a game.
Do you want to play? I haven't seen any Saw movie.
They're whatever.
Same.
Yeah.
It's just a gore fest.
Yeah, that's why I haven't seen it. It's not my style.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
it's nice to have.
I'm going to call this game This or That.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to present you with a couple options, and you tell me which one you prefer.
Are you gonna present me with this
or
that?
that.
Okay.
It's time for This or That.
Apparently, I'm that. I'm that girl.
I'm this.
Anyways, go on.
All right, so the first, we're going to start off small.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and I'm making these up as I go because I didn't prepare ahead of time.
It's okay.
Doing it live-ish. Ow. Okay. The first one,
The thing is as bony as your elbow.
yeah. First one I want to present to you.
Tell me.
M&M's
Uh-huh.
or Skittles.
Skittles.
100%.
Why?
Okay, first of all, I'm not a big chocolate fan as it is, so that's my personal endeavor with that. M&M's, there's certain ones that have peanuts in it. Even
Yeah.
worse endeavor. I'm like,
So much worse.
it's so much worse. You get peanut and then just a layer of chocolate on top of it, which is gross.
Uh-huh.
And on top of that, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, and this may be weird or strictly towards me.
Josh is being prepared to be judged.
Yeah. But do you ever just like open up a bag of like Skittles or M&Ms and then you kind of sniff the bag?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Someone's in my corner.
I smell things all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you open up a Skittle bag, you're like, oh, fruits and whatever. You're like, this is appealing. You open up a bag of M&Ms, it does not smell great. Chocolate in itself, like, if you just open up a bag of like M&Ms, it just smells like rank to me. I don't know.
I could not disagree more.
You
Like I
so-
prefer M&Ms to Skittles.
So
Ah,
I
okay.
prefer Skittles to M&Ms. I prefer fruity to chocolate.
Sure.
But
Same.
I will say, like, so I don't open the bag and like I don't huff my Skittles.
Why? The Skittle.
Why? You gotta huff them.
I don't like smash
If
them
you're
up
not
and then I
huffing them, are you even eating them?
But I mean, I can't think of M&Ms
You
smelling.
also can't smell.
That's true.
Sorry, this has not been a constant problem. It's only been a problem for 4 years.
Sure.
I feel like it's been longer than that, but okay.
No, because I lost my sense of taste and smell the summer before COVID. Unrelated.
Topic for another day.
Yeah.
But and I mean, I've always had trouble smelling because of allergies, but I could smell.
Sure.
Like I'm congested all the time, but I don't think chocolate smells bad, and I've never noticed M&Ms particularly
I'm not
smelling
saying
bad.
chocolate smells
I
bad.
know.
specifically M&M's.
I went from chocolate to
Yeah.
M&M's.
It's really funny too that you say that peanut M&Ms double down on how terrible they are because I prefer peanut M&Ms to regular
No,
M&Ms.
peanut M&Ms are the below
I like
category.
peanut M&Ms.
Either. You know what I don't like between like Skittles and M&M's either?
Tell me.
Like
That the colors don't matter in M&Ms.
that too. I was just saying like M&M's stay pretty constant for the most part. They're chocolate in Skittle form. Each color doesn't matter. It's all chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Peanuts, whatever, same thing, same difference. I don't know how much M&M's differentiate in their types of Skittles in chocolate form or whatever, or M&M's in their chocolate form. Sorry, Skittles. So many different varieties of Skittles.
That is
I hate most of them.
Yes,
like
I agree.
give me original Skittles, like Taste the Rainbow Skittles.
Yeah.
Tropical is not terrible though.
I hate it. I hate them all.
I'm with Josh.
You don't like the sour
original
ones? Have you had the sour ones?
Sour ones are okay.
I do like
But if
sour.
I'm
I
gonna
like
get
sour.
sour candy, I'd rather have a sour gummy worm
Yes.
or a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Any day.
Sour gummy worms, top tier of sour gumminess.
I like Sour Patch Kids too.
Yeah. Top tier.
So are they above sour spiders? Sour
Spider?
gummy spiders?
Spiders? Sour spiders?
You've never had a gummy spider?
No. I didn't know that was a thing.
Or sour gummy bear?
I have sour gummy bears.
I
they're
don't
not as
know if
good.
I've had
But
a
you
sour gummy.
oh, okay.
bear. I feel
Because
like
you
gummy-
said sour gummy worms were top of the worm sour food chain.
Of the sour
Sour
food
food
chain.
chain.
Of the sour
So-
candy chain.
Oh, no, you said gummy.
I did say gummy.
So I'm just
I
like,
agree.
but what about the other animals? Are they just not as good
No.
shapes?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think gummy bears are as good as gummy worms.
I disagree with that. I think that sour gummy worms are the best.
Yeah,
I do like a good gummy bear though.
I like a good gummy bear,
Yeah.
but I don't
do get
think
hard,
in general they are as good as gummy worms.
Sure, okay. And you have the right to your
I
opinion.
think that gummy worms.
You have the right to your own wrong opinion.
All right, we're moving on.
Yeah.
But we're staying in food.
Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead. Hit us with it.
cake or pie?
Cake.
I don't know.
What kind of pies do you like, and what kind of cakes do you like?
Okay,
Let's
I like.
extrapolate a little
Okay,
bit.
I like a good apple pie.
Okay.
Because that's my go-to. Anything like apple, cinnamon, it just hits a certain part of my brain that I just.
When
that.
you say cake, does this include cheesecake? Or do you
Um,
put that in a different class because it's not like a
cake.
red cake?
I
It's
don't
like
know
cheese.
because I know that there is a debate as to what cheesecake is considered,
You
and I
bake it sometimes.
don't know if it's considered.
Well,
a
you always
cake or-
bake it, but it's made out of cheese, whereas like a cake is like a
flour.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure, I
so-
get it.
For let's remove cheesecake.
Because I was gonna say if it was cake, pie, or cheesecake, do you pick cheesecake or is
Yeah.
it still okay?
I
I
wouldn't
thought you liked
choose cheesecake. No.
You can still like it, but that doesn't
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
that that's what he's
I
1-to-1.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of either. Like
Well-
I'm not going out of my way to get any of these things at any given.
Well, 'cause I
Like,
mean,
So let's
won't go to a
let me
store.
paint you a scenario.
Okay,
Oh, wait,
scenario
So, because I was gonna say, I thought you liked cheesecake more because I remember you talking about it when we first started dating. So I spent all day while you went to Universal for free and got a free Apple Watch, baking you a cheesecake.
A lot of supplemental
I
information.
know. There was a lot of information I needed here. Just,
It was needed.
just a little bit of salt in there. Dump out the ocean into it.
But yeah, well, because think about it, that was a great day for Josh, right? Well, he doesn't like theme parks,
Yeah.
but he got to go to Universal for free.
Mhm.
He got a free $400 watch,
Yeah.
and his boyfriend spent all day baking him a cheesecake. Like,
I mean,
that's a pretty good day.
sounds like a pretty good day to me.
Yeah, it was.
Like, most people would be happy with that day.
I'd be happy with that day.
That
Okay,
means-
anyway.
Yeah.
back-
Scenario.
So, but that's why I think that you like cheesecake more, is because I remember that.
Sure.
okay, let me paint you a picture.
Picture time. Give
You're
me.
at a wedding.
Wedding.
Or it's not a wedding. It's just like a nice like
Holiday party?
holiday party.
Okay, holiday
great,
party.
Great addendum. I can't talk today. It's still a little congested.
Amendment.
Yeah, amendment. You're at a holiday party.
Okay.
Work holiday party.
Okay.
Right? You go to the dessert table.
Sure.
There's one slice of cake left. There's one slice of pie left.
What?
Which one are you
It
grabbing?
depends on what.
Are you grabbing both?
It's okay. What's your favorite kind of? Okay, apple cinnamon pie.
Yeah, and
Right,
then
what
tres
kind of-
leches cake.
Tres. Okay, so tres leches cake, apple cinnamon pie. One slice of each left.
I'll
Which
take the cake.
Taking the cake.
I'll take the cake.
I will say, I have only baked Josh cakes. I've never made him a pie. He's never requested it. But I have baked him multiple tres leches cakes and cheesecakes.
At least
so.
2 that I
At
can
least
remember.
2.
Off the
I
top
think
of my
I've
head.
had at least one.
I think
of
just
those.
2, probably.
Okay,
Because you
cool.
told me this year not to bake you a cake,
Yeah.
and I was kind of offended. But
Why aren't you though? Exactly.
That's accurate.
Proving my point.
And then Evie had me bake her 2 tres leches cakes. for her
Okay, and
birthday.
so you pick cake over pie?
Cake,
I also
100%.
pick cake over pie. I think a good cake is better than a good pie.
Because something about a cake is like it's airy
And it's moist.
and it's moist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as opposed to like pies. Like not all pies are obviously like super.
Cake
like,
is such like a comforting thing.
to some
Yeah.
people, sure.
Yeah.
To me, it unlocks memories. Like I've
Mm.
had more cake in my life than I've had pie in my life. Like
Is
Pie-
that by
we-
choice or?
We only have
No,
pie
it's-
on like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really go out for pies. Like
Yeah.
like I don't know if this is a weird core memory that I have with like Tres Leches cake, but have you guys ever played Mario 64?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys remember like the second level where you like go to the snow area, like
Yeah.
the little paintings like of like the penguins
Penguin,
and the big
yeah.
penguin.
Yeah.
The whole level of like the white snow,
Looks like icy.
it not yes, but that whole area. Whenever I think of it or see it, I smell and taste Tres Leches cake.
Mmm.
It unlocks is such a vivid part of my memory that I
Weird.
just smell that instantly.
So random, like aside, for some reason, when you said Super Mario 64, I in my head pictured Mario Kart, but then I pictured the cake level from
From
Mario Party.
Sure.
So
You went everywhere
my head's
else.
just all over the place.
Yeah, you went everywhere else besides
and I just felt like I
64.
needed to share that.
Okay. But yeah, that's such a like core memory that like it unlocks like all my factory senses. It's really interesting.
That is really interesting. Okay, well, we're all in agreement on that one. Cake is the definitive winner.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but we all like different types of cakes.
It's
Yeah,
true.
and that's okay.
I like a nice vanilla. He likes good chocolate.
You like chocolate.
And he likes tres leches.
I like
Do people ever make tres leches with anything other than white sheet cake?
I don't know.
Like, is there a chocolate tres leches?
Yeah. It's weird. It's gross. But that's
But
personal.
milk and chocolate go so well together.
I know. That's a personal thing though. I'm not a big chocolate guy.
He's not a big chocolate guy. That's right. All right.
I've just
let's-
never seen it any
Let's
other way.
step
So
away from food for a little bit.
Okay.
I think I know both of your answers to this.
Video games.
Yes. PC or console?
console. No.
No, I don't
Say
think that
like-
to me for a second.
Like that's a lie.
So I want you to go into why you both picked PC because I know you both picked PC.
Okay, so with PC, you have a lot more customizable things. You know, at some point, you know, you have to upgrade into a new console, and you can do the same thing with a PC, but you don't have to like. Depending on what it is, you don't have to upgrade and pay as much into it. Also, things
I don't
tend
know.
to
PC
run.
parts can be
Yeah,
pretty
but
expensive.
because
They
also
run better.
you could probably get 3 consoles for the price of a
Yeah.
decent.
Yeah,
PC.
and then
And you know that
lasts-
console's gonna last you a while. Like my Xbox One is still doing fine. If I were to plug in my
I mean, it
360,
takes forever to turn on now.
yeah, but that's because they made a change where before it would basically when you turn it off, unless you shut it off, it would go to basically sleep mode.
Sure.
And they changed it to where now every time it hard shuts off to save
Can you
power.
change that?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me.
Fair enough. But
Right.
also, like, you get more, like, power out of a customizable PC. And
Sure.
a console, yeah, they gotten really good with it. A lot of them look great. They will probably not get to the point where they look as good as if you were playing it on a PC. With
Right. The ceiling for a PC is definitely higher than a console
Yeah.
because the console is static.
yeah.
It's
Also,
the best of what it is at that time generally, but it stays there. Whereas
Yeah.
a PC you can adapt, but I would say that in general PCs are more expensive.
and also for like me personally, like with PC gaming, like everything's online, and sure, it's the same thing with like an Xbox nowadays or whatever. But I remember
You
like
used to have to pay to be the online, like Xbox Live. Or...
yeah, all that stuff, and then on top of that, like back in the day too, you used to have like physical copies of everything, and not everything was like online. And you know, my family didn't necessarily move around a lot, but things would get misplaced, things wouldn't be put back into where they were supposed to be, and then if a disc got scratched, God forbid, you can still use it or not. And there was just a lot of things to it. With online, like everything's like on Steam, which like you can access from any
Yeah,
computer.
everything's on your computer.
It's more convenient.
You can re-download it if you need to, or if there's a problem with it. Where discs, anything happens to it, you have to get a binding copy.
Yeah, and then your console can only hold so much memory. I haven't had a console in so many years, so I don't know how it changed so far now. But like when you were like done with your console's memory, you would have to get like an external hard drive to like put more games into it. Which yeah, you can do the same thing with the PC with like adding more space and whatever, but it's all internal, so like you can just access that as opposed to like having to move the external hard drive stuff back into your console. So it's become more of a convenience thing, really.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
Overall.
For PC, there's also different levels. Like you could get a low-level PC, you could get a high-level PC, and really have the gaming experience that either you can afford or that you want.
Yeah.
And I think computer also just offers more variety. Like, you know, most games available on Steam or on like consoles are available on PC, or you can emulate them in some way.
Sure.
So you can play games that are maybe exclusive to some consoles, or like not accessible or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I like PC because you can do more than one thing on it. Like you can have
the internet.
You can have Valorant open on one. You can have your Reddit on your other browser. Your Discord on your third monitor.
Yeah.
Like you can do that, and
it's multi-use.
Yeah. Whereas on Xbox, you can't join Discord and be on Xbox. You have to do that on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff. What if your phone dies? Well, all my stuff's connected to my PC, which is plugged into the wall, so it's not dying.
Yeah.
Unless the power goes out, which we have other problems.
Yeah.
If that happens. I also just like that, you know, controllers, they're expensive.
They are so expensive.
And to be able to play with multiple people, you know, everybody has to be in the same place or have online, but also you need a controller, and they're all like $60 each. And like, you could get a whole mouse, keyboard, and headset for less than $60. Like, they're not gonna be the greatest, but I mean, it's more affordable.
Yeah.
And they're less specific. Like, you have so many different brands of keyboards and stuff, whereas, like, for controllers, if you really want the best, you have to go with the Microsoft or Nintendo or PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy those off-brand ones, but they might not work as well.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Ryan? I feel like you're a console man at heart.
We're trying to turn them.
I would say that for the longest time I was console just because my consoles worked better than my PC did or my computer, and I haven't had like a tower PC really ever. I mean, we had one initially, but it was like an old hand-me-down one that like was great for the time and what we needed it for, but in terms of like
played Perfect World.
I did play Perfect World, yeah, but that was like the only thing.
And Monsters Inc. Pinball.
And like they worked for the time and they were great little computers, but since then I have not had a tower. I've only had laptops,
Sure.
which is nice, and I do like playing on my computer. I just for the longest time consoles were my way to play video games.
Yeah.
And I've been playing more on my computer, and honestly I'm probably gonna be switching to all PC at this point, because the one game that I still play on Xbox has been cross-platform for a while, and this coming week is going to now be cross-save, which means my file on Xbox, which is I've put many years into and has all this, I can now play on my PC, and I've been waiting for that, and I just switched over to
Warframe.
Oh, nice.
When I went to my first TwitchCon, they had a Warframe booth, and I was like, and they were giving out codes. I was like, oh, can I get one? And he's like, do you play? And I'm like, no, but my brother loves this game.
It's a great game. We'll talk about that whenever we talk about video
And they
games.
had like a giant statue and stuff from and I was sending him pictures.
It was really cool. They have their own convention too that one day maybe I'll go to.
Warcon?
No, it's called TennoCon.
Oh.
I'm not gonna get into the lore. It doesn't matter. But Warframe is a great game, and I will.
Is it a convention just for that game though?
Just for that community.
I wasn't sure if it was like the company that runs that game, like like a BlizzCon type.
It is the but that's like their really main game. I think they developed another game prior to that, but it wasn't the same kind of thing. And then they this has been their kind of main thing. They're making another game now. I think I don't know all the details, but we can talk about that at another time. But yeah,
I just want to branch off that really quick. I'm really surprised that Riot doesn't have their own convention at this point.
Yeah, I feel like
because they have I guess they treat like their esports events as their convention, and then they show up to TwitchCon and stuff like that. But like they don't have RiotCon, for lack of a better name. But Archon. But you know, because they're such heavy hitters in so many genres now. Like they have League of Legends, their staple. They have Teamfight Tactics is probably the number one auto battler. They have Valorant. They expand it, and then they have all these other games. I'm surprised they don't have anything yet, and that would be cool to go to. I'd want to go.
Yeah, sure. They're about to come up with a MMO at some point.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't say about because they're working on.
All
But then they also have things
we
like
can't talk about this too much because we're gonna have whole episodes about this.
But then they also have things like Arcane that I just wanted to say the last thing.
Arcane is great. Yes. Okay, bringing it back. So yes, my answer is traditionally console, but like I like PC. I like the convenience of it. Now that I have a laptop that actually can play games, it's great.
Nice, isn't it?
I like to,
Merry
and
Christmas.
I've done this. I've done this before too, where I will watch something and play on my laptop at the same time, which I enjoy doing.
It's just nice to have the versatility.
But that's also what I do with my Switch too, and that's why I really like Switch as a console because I do it like 90% in handheld mode. So it's basically a big DS, and then I have something on the screen. And to me, that's a console, but it's also a.
I love the versatility of the Switch because like
the Switch is one of the best.
we used to have like a DS and then like the Wii or whatever, and it's so nice that they combine them because I can dock it and play it like a regular console, or I can take it as a handheld, and I just think that's so.
It was a great idea.
So neat, and the docking station's so minimalistic. Yeah. You just like slide it in. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Oftentimes when we travel, I actually shove the whole thing in my backpack because I can. You can't take an Xbox anywhere easily.
It's such a great idea that Steam Deck that is now doing that too. They have a whole docking station.
Steam Deck, and there's all the Steam Deck competitors.
Yeah.
So
it was
Nintendo killed it with the Switch.
Yeah.
I think.
And then I think if they had released a better version, like in the last couple of years, they would be killing it.
Yeah, 100%.
We agree. All right, let's move on to
this
or that.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Beach.
Mountains.
Yeah.
I think.
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
So, I think like. What do you think about when you say mountains? I immediately just thought about like hiking and stuff like that.
Sure. Like if you're gonna go, if you have like a day.
Sure.
And you're gonna go somewhere.
I go hiking.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So look, I say that because I don't show it much with you, but I actually do enjoy a nice little walk. Mm-hmm. And beach is just sand. It gets everywhere. You come home and you're just
it's
sand.
And it's dry and it gets everywhere.
I
hate it.
It's so funny that he's like, I like a nice little walk. Every time I've tried to take him on a nice little walk, he's like, I'm tired and I want to go home.
That's true, but this is also when I was
Josh
working.
and I have gone on like 3 nice walks now.
Well, because like I remember last year for our anniversary, I took him to the Aquarium of the Pacific.
Was that last year? I thought it was 2 years ago.
It's hot as shit that day.
That was last year. We were done looking at the aquarium, and I was like, hey, let's walk around, because that's what our family does every time we go there.
Little area to
it's a really nice area to walk around, nice little loop right on the harbor.
Right on the harbor.
And I was like, let's walk around. We get from the aquarium to the harbor, basically, the railing. Josh is like, I want to go home. And I'm like, this day is for you, so we can go home, but he's just like, I'm tired.
Don't sound like that.
We didn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. All right, bring it back.
Bring it back now.
Josh.
Yeah.
What you would pick mountains because it's a better hiking environment?
Yeah, cause like.
But the beach doesn't have to be in the sand.
Let him talk.
But I just have more like nice memories of like hiking, cause like I remember when growing up, like I'd go with my friend Eckert and his brother. They would go hiking, and they just invited me one day, and it was just a nice time where we would just like talk and about stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. During that time, Eckert's brother Juan was talking to a girl and that he was working with, and he was like really into her.
This is the girl he married.
Shut up! Stop spoiling shit. You're terrible at that.
Wow, you really.
Like with his lightsabers. That you just straight up just said to him, like, what the fuck?
Let the man talk, Ian.
But there was this
Relax.
girl who he was talking to, and he was just like asking about advice about this girl. I was like, yeah, man, like from what you're telling me right now, like just ask her out. Worst case, she'll say no, but from what it sounds like, she's having a great time hanging out with you. They start dating, and sure enough, a year later, they fucking get married.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert.
It happened that fast?
It was like
Dating to marriage?
yeah, it was like a year, maybe
Damn,
like a year and a half.
that's really
like
short.
a short amount
It's
of time.
faster than the gay timeline.
I know, but they got married, and it was just a nice time, and like I just have a lot of good memories, and also like for me personally, like during one of my more darker like times in Josh's history, like I had a very like I was going through a depressive episode,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I was hanging out with my friend Tony at the time, and he was telling me, he's like, what do you want to do? And it's like, honestly, I want to go hiking.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up going to Griffith Park. Couldn't find the trail for whatever reason. We ended up getting to the zoo.
That's impressive because there's so many trails in
I
Griffith
know,
Park.
I know.
But the zoo,
What's-
the LA zoo or the abandoned zoo at the park?
The LA Zoo.
Okay,
What's
that's
impressive is that he says they got to the zoo. He's still never been to the zoo.
So
You go
what
into the
happened
zoo.
was, we got to the zoo,
Yeah.
but it was around the time that it was closing.
Oh,
So we
okay.
didn't go to the zoo.
Yeah.
And because we literally got
It's
there.
a nice zoo.
I don't know.
I know you guys had tickets for a whole year and didn't go.
Yeah, but we get there, and like I wanted to go hiking, but he's like, are we gonna go to the zoo? I'm like, I'm actually really down to just go to the zoo.
It's a
Like,
nice
I've
zoo.
never been to the zoo before.
And you know what? Zoos, great places to walk around.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Get to see aminals.
I'm sure.
Or if your grandmother go crazy on an electric scooter.
Different
Just
days, different interpretations. Yep.
But we ended up eventually finding the hiking trail, and I just remember just walking up. There is a specific photo in my phone that I have that is from the day that we went hiking. It's a random photo. It's just a random building. I don't know if it's like a water storage system or whatever, but it's just a picture of that thing.
Nice.
And it's just stuck to me that that's the day that we went on a hike, and I just remember being like, okay, you know what? A lot's going on, but right now there's peace.
Yeah.
And it just felt really
There's
nice.
a lot of great trails in Griffith Park, but I'm also I do the same thing. When I was really depressed, I would go on walks all the time.
Yeah.
Like I would literally walk around for like 3-4 hours.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, but I get that. Like sometimes you just need to get out, and you just need to move,
Something
and you need to
different.
not be here. You need
Yeah.
to be in nature. You need to get that fresh air.
Yeah.
You know, be somewhere. I get that.
When I'm
man.
really depressed, I just go on 15-game loss streaks and
get
League
more
of Legends.
depressed.
Yeah,
I
Get
think-
more depressing.
I
it's
think-
not healthy.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Maybe you should try going on a walk.
Yeah.
It's-
Maybe we should move away from that.
Yeah. Okay, so Ian, what about you? Beach or mountains?
So I say beach, just because I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't really care for either necessarily.
Sure.
Just because, I don't know. But I mean, we've done like bike riding at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I've grown to hate sand and
It
how it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
But I
We
do,
all made fun of Anakin, but he was right the whole time.
But I do like the ocean, and
Yeah.
it
It
is
is
calming.
calming,
And it's
yeah.
nice to walk around like a harbor. Because like if you say you're going to the beach, it doesn't mean you have to go play in the sand. You can
Or
Wa-
piers, like Santa
yeah
Monica
walk around a pier, walk around like
Yeah.
you know, just the harbor area.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice and relaxing.
I get that.
I get that too.
What about you?
I don't know, because I agree with both of you, and I do both of those things. Like, I have also gone to the beach to walk around and to just get some fresh air and, like, watch the waves and stuff. Like, I
Because
agree. I
You
think
can hike at a beach.
Sure.
you can. I mean, people, like, running on the beach is a thing that you do because sand is hard and it shifts. So, like, it's a good training regime. It's a
Yeah.
good exercise. Even walking on the beach is hard. So I don't know. I've done both. If I had to pick one, might lean towards the beach, but I
Really?
certainly respect the mountains for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. In a similar vein, moving on, are we choosing a staycation
Staycation.
or travel?
Staycation. I do not want to go anywhere. That's expensive. I would rather just stay home.
If money was not an object, do you think you'd be the same?
I was gonna ask that too. I was gonna say the same money's not a factor. You have a coupon. The company gave you a coupon for one vacation, and so you can either
take one vacation, please.
Yes, and so you can either stay and do a staycation where you are, or you can go somewhere.
Then I'll probably go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just to have a different environment altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, because staycation, I feel like when you see those advertisements and stuff, it's like, do stuff around where you live.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's much more accessible, and we do that. But it's also really nice just get away and completely change your environment and
Absolutely.
just be like, I'm in a new place. I'm going to explore and learn about this place. And, you know, hopefully you're with some cool people and you get to, you know, have some fun together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, okay, but so...
I would choose vacation.
Let's say that, like, tomorrow, if you had the choice, what would you choose, right? So money's an object. You have to think.
Is an object?
It is an object. If you were just picking, like, tomorrow, you can either go somewhere or you have a staycation for a few days.
Sir, I just moved and spent thousands of dollars on Christmas. I am staying home.
Okay.
Valid.
Did you not listen to our last podcast?
I did. I was there.
Valid, though. But I would just probably stay around, not go anywhere particular.
In fact, tomorrow we are going to do nothing and maybe go to the movies, which is a staycation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, in a similar vein then.
Wait, what are you going to do?
If money's no issue, travel probably.
And if it is...
then... I don't know.
Then he'll travel somewhere closer.
Yeah, I mean, like, even just going up to, like, Santa Barbara for, like, a few days sounds nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just being somewhere different. Like you were saying, be somewhere different, explore somewhere different. Like, I'm here all the time.
We'll go to Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that, like, once a year.
Yeah. And that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere different.
We always go to drag brunch.
Yeah.
Oh, have you heard of, speaking of that, just as an aside, have you heard of Hamburger...
Mary's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No, my sister has.
What
I've heard
is
it's
it?
good. It's
It's
a drag brunch.
Yeah,
thing.
they have... It's a burger joint that does drag.
I think it's in Santa Monica or something.
I think
heard it's
so,
really
We've
good.
only been to the bitchiest brunch.
That's what it's called.
He's like, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that was what it's called.
Alright.
I can't remember the name of the...
I don't know.
But she commented on my Instagram photo last time because I tagged her.
Nice.
And she's like, thanks for coming again.
Nice. So in a similar vein, long weekend you're taking a vacation.
Taking a vacation.
You have time, right?
I have
that's not
unlimited
the
PTO.
factor. It's not the factor here. Are you choosing a long weekend vacation, so like 3-4 days? Or are you gonna do an extended like week and a half?
I've learned throughout a lot of things that I'd rather just have like the 3-4 days as opposed to like weeks, because I lose things to do, and the same repetitive thing over and over again kind of makes me go insane apparently.
I think it depends on where I'm going, personally. Sure. The farther away, I think the longer I want to stay there.
Sure.
But I think my max is probably around 10 days before I get tired.
Sure.
Which is why I really need to prepare for when we go to Japan, because I think we're going to be there for like a month. There's too many things to do.
There's a lot to do.
I need to do history, and I need to do nerd.
Yeah.
And those are like separate weeks.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, I think the closer I am to home, like, close to home trips are a nice, like, 4-day weekend.
Sure.
But, like, you know, say we're going to New York, like, it doesn't make sense to go there for 3 days. Like, we did that once because we had a free hotel.
Which was great.
Yeah. But I didn't have a lot of PTO, so we couldn't, you know, maximize what we were doing, but, yeah.
It was still a good time.
It was a good time.
Second time around wasn't as good, but you know.
Well, that's because you were working.
Yeah.
We didn't get to explore, But we still had good food.
We had good food.
It was just cold.
The first day that we got there, it was single digits.
It's 8 degrees.
It was cold.
And it was 8 degrees and very cold. And coming from like Southern California, you don't get that.
Yeah, but it was funny too, because like I remember those days. As soon as it hit like double digits, like, oh, it's so warm now.
It felt
It's
so
12
good.
degrees.
Because in single digits, you go outside and you're like shivering, like even with like a bunch of layers. You go outside and like at like 10, and you're like,
I can handle this.
Or maybe we just got adjusted in the day or whatever, but you just go outside and you felt normal. Like you're in your layers and you're not shivering or anything. You're just walking around like that's how it is.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Perspective.
Yeah, it really is.
And then you come back here and you're like,
at, buddy?
50s
We
cold.
are at 34 minutes.
Okay. All right. Let's do a quick one then for this one because it's pretty tangential to what you're talking about.
Sure.
Weather.
Cold.
Cold or warm?
Cold.
Cold or hot? Well, let's do cold or hot. Do you prefer cold weather or hot weather?
Cold weather.
Cold weather.
Hot.
Really?
Hmm.
Really?
Elaborate.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
I don't like being cold.
Really?
But
What?
you like being hot?
I don't know, because I really like being able to go outside and feel like the warmth of the sun on my skin.
Sure.
Like it feels really good.
Sure.
Or like, just whenever he touches me and his hand's like really hot, I'm just like, that feels so good. And I don't always like bundling up and stuff because I feel like I start sweating so fast.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why I thought like the whole like hot thing.
Yeah, because
Well,
you're just.
see, but the thing is, I also like. I mean, even right now, it's cold today. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt because that's all I want to wear.
Sure.
And you can't do that when it gets to like 8 degrees.
Sure.
So I'm just thinking of that. I'm like, I'd rather be able to dress more comfortably and maybe sweat than be bundled up and sweating because now I'm hot. But if I take anything off, I'm gonna be cold again. And I just don't like the feeling of being cold.
Mm.
And I'm more used to the feeling of being hot because we live in the desert.
Right.
Sure.
Or lived in the desert. I no longer do. But I'm more used to the heat.
That's interesting.
Now, if you were to tell me like 0 degrees or 120, actually maybe that doesn't change. But that's
You'd rather burn
like to
alive.
pick the extremes. But I mean, if you're saying like 90 versus like 30, I'd probably pick 90.
Sure.
Well, I would say 100 or 40 are more equivalent. Because like what's a nice temperature? Like 80, right? So going up to 90, that's not that bad. 90 is not that bad.
80
30 is freaking cold. So I would say like maybe 100 or 30.
Okay,
Or
but
110.
it's very relative because like Auntie thinks 60's cold.
Right. Yeah, I know. Because her house is 82 and it's ridiculous. All right, Josh, tell me why you like cold better.
Because it's... Unlike you, I'm not super, like, restricted with what I'm wearing, for the most part.
I'm not restrictive. I'm just not comfortable in, like, I like to be free. I mean, half the time I'm wearing one sock or no socks.
Sure.
So, like,
but for me, like, that doesn't bother me. Like, I could be
Yeah.
wearing anything at any given point, and I'd be okay with it, for the most part. So...
Yeah, this man comes home in pants, and he'll still be wearing pants at midnight sometimes. And I'm like, how is that not the first thing you want to do when you take off your...
It just doesn't
when
bother
you get home?
It just doesn't bother me. But because...
What bothers him is when I take my pants off.
Can you let him talk?
No, he can't.
I've
You know him.
Literally, you've been trying to say the same sentence,
I know.
and he has interrupted you 3 different times.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily done saying what I was saying, but...
Josh was telling us why he prefers cold. You talked about he talked about cold.
So, the reason why I like the cold more is because, like, I can put on more layers of clothing or put on a blanket and then having a nice, like, little snuggle feeling of, like, oh, it's cold outside, but I'm nice and warm here, you know? It's just, like, a nice little sensation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, this is nice. As opposed to when it's hot, you know, I'm just going to be like, ugh. I just don't like heat too much.
He shuts down in heat.
I do. Like I will just sit still because like if I move any bit, my body's gonna be like overheating itself. I'm just like, oh, I can't do anything.
Right.
I need to stay cool for a hot second, and then for whatever reason, my body has random hot flashes. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I will also say I prefer being hot and having the ability to like turn on a fan or air conditioning to get cool. But I feel like if you're cold and you turn on the heater, either sometimes I don't get warm fast enough, or I have trouble finding like a good spot, and either I'm now too hot or too cold, and I never find that comfort.
Now for me, it's like freezing. I can get as cold as possible, and then I could just put something on and be like, yeah, I'm nice and toasty now.
I agree 100% with your explanation. That's exactly how I feel. I think to me, it's easier to get warm when it's cold than it is to cool off when it's hot. Because there's only so many layers of clothes you can take off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have AC, then it's fine. It doesn't matter, right?
Sure.
But if you don't, like, I always think of grandma's house with no AC and it being like 100 and whatever degrees, and we're lying under the fans in the middle of summer, and it only does so much, and it's just hot and like miserable. It's like miserable
I never remember Grandma's house in the summer being miserable.
because it was so hot, and all we had was the ceiling fans. And I remember us like laying under the ceiling fans with the dogs, and it's just hot.
It was apparently not as traumatizing for me.
I wouldn't say it was traumatizing. I just remember like that's to me when I think of heat. That's what I think of. Is like it's just hot, and there's only so much you can do about it. But like you were saying with cold, you could put fuzzy socks on. You could put sweatpants on. You could put a sweater on. You could put another jacket on. You could get a blanket and get all cozy and snuggly. Cozy and snuggly is my preferred existence. You know
I
what
mean, yes.
Yeah, and so
I have a weighted blanket. I know the feeling.
So like it doesn't matter if it's cold. If you're home and you're all snuggly, that's like the best feeling in the whole world. Is you get all snuggly.
Yeah,
so I definitely prefer cooler weather and the cold to the heat.
I don't know.
So the cold never bothered you anyway?
No, it does because I'm a skinny guy and I get cold easily.
This guy gets cold in summer at water parks.
Yeah, because the water's cold.
Water's cold.
And when it evaporates, it's cold.
Yeah.
So like I am built more for the heat, but I like the cold better because I like wearing pants. I pretty much only wear pants. I like wearing sweatshirts and stuff. Like I dress like the opposite of him almost, and that's what I like to wear because to me it's cozier. So when it's hot and you can't wear pants and it's just hot and sticky and gross, like I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being sweaty. The feeling of sweat.
Humid.
Yeah.
I don't like
gross.
humid either.
Oh, humid's the worst.
You don't get humid and cold.
We can all agree
So
on
when
that.
we're talking about heat,
Yeah.
I'm talking about dry heat.
Yeah.
There,
Never humid.
if there's humid involved, I don't want to be there.
Just.
We went to Florida over the summer.
Yeah.
Honestly, not actually that bad, but there
No.
were some times where you're just like, oh, this feels so gross.
Yeah.
There was one day where it was raining and it was hot, and I'm just like,
I love that
Why?
though. I think that's so neat. I like a nice tropical rain. I'll take that. It's lovely.
Such a difference in
Because it's like,
perspective.
it's warm and the rain is warm, right? And that's something that like we're not used to here. Like when it rains, it's cold.
Yeah, when you
It's
feel
cold
yeah, I
cold
don't
and
like.
your
it's
skin.
rainy.
I mean, cold rain is
So
like.
So like warm rain is like refreshing to me. And it's like, oh, this is nice. I don't even mind that I'm getting wet because I'm not cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Which sounds contrary to what I was just saying. But it's context. It's context.
Oh god.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, let's move on to a different topic. Again, you have a ticket.
Ticket to
and
what?
you can to a venue.
To ride.
To a venue.
You have a ticket to a venue, and you can use this ticket for either a concert or a musical. Which one are
Musical.
you?
Musical. 100% musical.
Okay, elaborate.
So I like. I've been to a lot of concerts this year alone,
True.
and they have been fun. They've been great. However, the people at concerts and the people at musicals are very different for the most part.
Well, it is
Or
kind of
for
different
in certain parts,
It's
yeah.
kind of different context.
So, sure, at a concert you have like a high energy and like you're up and about and you want people to be like with like jamming out with the people who are performing at a concert, and I'm with you, I'm there for you. But then you have those people who just never stop, even when like the mood changes. This guy had that experience with who was it? Pink, where there was a girl who just stood up throughout the whole concert.
Yeah, so there was this time when she was playing like slower songs
Everyone,
and more like relaxed songs, and everybody was like sitting down because we're like, okay, we know at the end it's gonna pick up again, so this is like the relaxed portion. The girl in front of me decided she was just gonna keep standing the whole time. I'm just like, ma'am.
Dude, that's what you do at concerts, though. Is you stand and you're grooving and you're
Yeah,
rocking. out and you're
90% of the
dancing.
stadium is sitting.
No, I'm with you, but like
But again, rock concerts are different than pop
rock.
concerts.
Yes, absolutely.
But Pink
that's the thing.
was more of a rock concert.
But
That's
that one was a very slow song, and so most people, I would say,
Even the people she was sitting with.
yeah, a majority of people were sitting down, and she was the only one out of the whole crowd, and it would be in front of this guy. I'm like,
And I
that's
will
fucking
say,
hilarious.
like, at concerts, people have signs and stuff. can easily block people's view. There's plenty of TikToks where people are like grabbing signs because they're like, I didn't pay to stare at your sign.
Yeah.
Oh, literally, Dave Grohl called someone out. He's like, "That's a cool sign. I see it. Put it down so people could see behind you."
Yeah.
But like, and at a musical, you would never have
But
that.
also, here I'm
Could you
gonna
imagine?
counter this. I'm
Waitress!
gonna counter this. You guys have only been to huge concerts. I would love for you guys to go to a small concert.
I've been to
I've been to a small
venue.
concert.
Yeah.
What's a small concert?
I went to the Blink-182 at the...
That's not
Not
a small concert.
concert.
I'm talking
Yeah.
No,
like
the
in a
reason...
small room with like a couple hundred people max.
Yeah,
no, but the
I've been to
reason
one.
it was small is because there weren't a lot of people at the venue. Like, yeah, we were at
okay.
Petco Stadium, but there weren't a ton of people in the stands. It was only people on the field, and we were able to get pretty close.
Yeah, but that's not the same as a small concert.
Small concert in his head is just a smaller like venue.
No, I get that.
Yeah, like
Okay.
small.
I'm
venue,
just saying,
like, literally,
this
like,
might have been a
couple
big
hundred
venue,
people
but there
max.
weren't a lot of people.
Yeah,
is my
no,
point.
but I've been to one. I don't remember because I don't remember who the people were because it was. I had to like go to a concert for like a music project essentially. Like I was like go to a music concert and just like tell me about it. I was like, all right, sure, whatever. And my brother Johnny was taking the same class with me at the time, so we went to go see some guy. I don't remember who he was, but it was like a small band that I didn't know about, but like a good group of people did, and we were just all stuck in one tiny room, and I hated it because you're all close to each other. You know you have some elbow room or whatever, but like the heat of everyone just coming together,
It do get warm.
it gets warm, and like air does not flow. It sometimes it just does not. It depends on the venue, but it just did not flow. And then on top of that, like people started pushing to the front, and like not even mosh pit pushing to the front. They were just all wanted to get closer to the thing. And I just remember someone like kind of pushing me towards, and like I ain't gonna fucking fall, and I ain't gonna be a statistic in someone's fucking graph. I'm like I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so I've been to 5 concerts. 2 of them in baseball stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them at SoFi.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 at the Forum.
Yeah, the smallest concert you've been to is the Forum, which is not a small venue.
I consider the smallest one to be Petco Park because it was really only on the field. And not the whole field because it was only really the grass area.
I know, but that's not, to me, a small concert.
But it didn't feel like a big stadium. Or it didn't feel huge because we were all down there.
Sure.
And you would go up if you want snacks.
Who wants snakes? But yeah, that
I mean, that's... So you like the...
I like the organization that is a musical.
Right.
Because
everyone has their own seat, and you stay in your seats, and you sit down.
The only thing you have to worry about is the person in front of you happens to be very tall.
Which for me is every time.
Yeah, which sucks for him, but I'm having a great time. And that's another thing, because like a concert, you're there for the music, and for a musical, you're also there for the music. But a musical has a story behind it, and you fall in love with like the characters behind it, and all behind it. And I like that. I love that. I mean, like, oh, okay, we're have a beginning, middle, and end to this, and it's all cohesive. If it's a good musical.
Also, I will say SoFi has so far been my favorite concert venue. Because it didn't get hot because it's open air, right? So like there was
and
a nice
freaking huge
breeze.
Yeah.
It's huge. The use of the screen. So for Pink they didn't use it, but for Taylor Swift they did use it. Is a giant 360 screen. So we were able to see her very well, even though she was like this big. Down on the actual stadium, and it was really cool. But yeah, I would choose musical just because it's less chaotic, it's less loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't deal with every 3 to 5 minutes everybody around me just screaming their head off.
It's true.
Again, pop concerts are very different than rock concerts, but I get it.
See,
I mean,
you go to a rock concert, and you're just in the mosh pit, just like.
I have been in a mosh pit, yeah.
Well, but
no, I mean usually
so,
like it's in the stands, but like everyone's standing, you're singing, like there's such a vibe, especially if you are in a smaller venue, of just being in a room with a couple hundred people, and everyone's vibing to the same song, and everyone's singing along to the same song, and you're looking around, and people are just having a good time. Even at bigger ones, like, I'll never forget, I think I've told this story, but at the Blink-182 concert that I went to, which was at the Forum, the guy next to me was like this dude, like probably in his 30s, maybe early 40s, and he kind of looked like the bassist, and he had like the little faux hawk, right? And he was wearing like a nice button down shirt and jeans, and I think he was just by himself there, and he was just like he had his beer, and he was just standing the whole time, and he was just like having a great time, like he was just smiling, he was just like grooving along, like he wasn't singing or anything, but he was just having the time of his life, just like watching this band, whose music he loves. You know, he's not singing along, he's not jumping around like some people are, but he's just having a great time. And everyone's just there to have a great time and to vibe and to sing these songs for these bands that you love, and just and it's electric.
Sure, yeah, no, it's good vibes all around.
I was gonna say, you can't just say I've been to pop concerts, because I've been to...
Well, Paramore, yeah. And
Paramore,
Hell Mega.
Hella Mega, which is Fall Out Boy, Weezer, and Green Day. Those are all rock bands.
Those are all rock bands,
and then
yeah.
Blink-182 at the TwitchCon, even though before him was like Logic and Millennium and
All these other people.
all these EDM-ish type people. I don't know. I probably got that wrong. But,
I don't know.
But like, so I've been to 2 pop concerts and 2 rock concerts in one hodgepodge.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, for me, too, when it comes to like musicals, that I've only experienced goosebumps from someone singing through a musical.
That's fair, but I would argue that comes because it's a more classic style singing.
Sure.
Or that's possible.
But
it is more intimate.
Yeah,
because it's a very small venue.
Yeah. And that's just another check mark on why I think I prefer the musicals. It's like I remember the first time I ever watched Wicked, which was not in New York, was at the moment that she got her big musical number and she was like being raised up because she's flying in the scene or whatever, and she just hits those high notes. I just remember my whole arm just like getting goosebumps. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know someone can do that, and it was just a magical moment.
My brain is misfiring today because I know you're talking about Alphabet during Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm picturing her rising up, but I was picturing Frozen. And she's like, through the air and through the ground. And like, as the castle's building, for some reason, what I was picturing with that, like, music, I'm just like, brain, where is this? Like, you're like so close. But like, because it's also Idina Menzel, but yeah.
Yeah, I respect it.
But I choose
I would like
musical.
for you to go to a small concert for an artist you actually want to see.
Sure.
And I would like for you to experience that and tell me how
I don't know what artist Josh listens to that would do a small concert like that.
Yeah, I don't know either. I got nothing.
I mean, I think any artist can do small like Blink-182 for their newest album. They went to a freaking Denny's and just played at a Denny's.
But I think like a lot of
So, like-
love that.
You're like, what up, Denny's? Let's rock!
Hell yeah! There with my pancakes.
But like, but for a lot of stuff that him and I listen to, I don't think they are doing that.
That's
like
fair.
they're going on these
Because
massive
those
tours.
are the 2 of my favorite concerts were 2 of the smaller venues. When I saw Neck Deep, which
When
is
it
a
was
pop
more
punk
intimate.
band. Yeah, and we were at like the back of the Neck Deep one. We got there kind of late, but like it was, again, it's cool. Like it's just a few hundred people all singing the same song, man. But even more, like at the Red Hot Chili Pepper concert at Staples Center or Crypto.com or whatever, like, you know, thousands of people singing the same song. Like that's just, that to me,
that's what we experienced at Taylor.
yeah, that's electrifying.
Mhm.
That's like a whole other experience of just everyone like in the same zone and the same vibe.
I mean, the more
feeling
people that are connected in the moment, the more powerful the moment becomes.
I don't know, because I
It
would say
depends.
that some of those smaller concerts I went to, like that is a more tangible feeling, because there's something very distanced about seeing a concert in a huge stadium, right? If you're up front, that's one thing, but being so far away, like, yeah, you feel the people around you, you feel that energy, but when you're, 4 rows from the artist in a small
I mean,
little
when we were at the
place-
Forum, we were on the ground and we were pretty close to Paramore. Like, you could feel and then everybody surrounding you was...
And then all the tall people in front
singing
of
along.
us.
It's crazy. So, I don't know. I like concerts.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear the appeal. I hear the appeal.
I don't hate concerts, but for me, the loudness is definitely a huge thing. And it's
Sure.
not even always... It's not even the loudness of the performer. It's like just all the screaming. And it just
That's
rattles
so
my
weird,
head.
because I don't think that the Taylor Swift concert is the one concert that I heard screaming at. Like, a lot of screaming. Like, the girls or like the lady next to me was like a woman, or no, it was her daughter. It was like a like 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, and she was screaming her lungs out the entire time. Which that was a weird experience for me. I'm like, I can't even imagine being somebody who has that effect on people.
Yeah, right.
That just makes them scream their heads off.
Yeah, that much.
Crazy.
That much.
Yeah, and then, but I would say more like the Fall Out Boy and the Hella Mega because we were on the field so close to all the speakers and everything. That was too loud. I got a headache so fast.
That sounds
But
yeah. I respect your answers. I get it. I like musicals.
Musicals don't give me headaches like concerts do.
Musicals also have like, I was gonna say variety, but all music has variety. But because of like the different story plots or whatever, you can go into like a comedic musical and just have a great time with it. Like, oh my god, it's so.
You like the narrative side of it.
I do. It's what brings me into what it is, cause like. With songs, you just have the song in itself, but like, I could not know some of the songs and be completely lost in the song. Like I can enjoy it, but I'd be like, okay, it's not my particular take. But with musicals, you have like a whole story plot. So like even if I'm not the biggest fan of like maybe that particular song, like there's something going on. Like there's a plot that's moving along that I can follow.
It's easier to relate to a musical or get interested in it if you don't have any background. But if you go to a concert for a band you don't know, it kind of feels like you're missing out because you can't sing along and join into everybody enjoying this thing. Whereas, like, I had never seen Waitress before we saw it. It was still really good.
It was.
Book of Mormon was amazing, and
that's because I feel like they're in the same vein of like movies or something, right? Like you don't want to have seen the movie before you see the movie because then that ruins it. Because it's that whole narrative aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because for concerts it just feels so limiting because it's like if I don't listen to that artist regularly, I don't feel like I'm getting that full experience.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. All right, let's do one more because I feel like we're getting pretty close to time.
Yeah, we're at 56 minutes.
Perfect. Last one. Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Yeah, dinner. I like a lot of breakfast food. I like a good pancake.
Mm-hmm.
I like a good breakfast burrito.
Mm-hmm.
I like those things. But, like, I just don't eat breakfast all that often.
I just like the variety that dinner offers. Breakfast feels very pigeonholed to, like, eggs for me.
And you're like, I'm not a big egg.
I'm not an egg person. We talked about this at work the other day.
And they looked at you like you were a heathen.
Huh?
And they looked at you like you were a heathen.
No. But, and I mean, yeah, you can have, like, dinner foods and stuff for breakfast, but I think when you say breakfast versus dinner, I think stereotypical breakfast foods versus, like, what dinner offers.
Sure. Yeah. You can have breakfast foods for dinner.
You can. Breakfast for dinner is underrated.
Yeah. I've done that many a times.
It's great.
But,
what are you having for dinner? Pancakes.
Yeah. Great idea.
Magical moments.
Love that.
But, yeah, so I prefer dinner.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's fair.
What about you?
Just more variety.
Yeah.
And less eggs.
I would pick breakfast just because, I mean, I like a lot of dinner. I mean, we talked about our foods that we like, and like, I like pizza, I like chicken fingers, I like French fries, all that's like lunch, dinner stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
You can have it all for breakfast.
I see. That's the thing. I don't want chicken fingers for breakfast.
You can't start too greasy in the morning.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You feel sluggish throughout the day.
Yeah, but see, you can reverse it.
Yeah,
right?
but you could get fast food breakfast and it's greasy. Like McDonald's breakfast is greasy.
Yeah, but see, I get pancakes and hash browns. Like I don't get the breakfast sandwiches with the meat.
Hash browns.
And maybe that's the thing because like I don't like breakfast meats. Like I don't like sausage and I don't like bacon. So to me, it's like pancakes, French toast, waffles, which all solid. French toast underrated.
Ryan just prefers pastries to meat.
I do, 100%, and so that's why I
prefer meat.
I would say I like breakfast more, and also I really like going to neat little like breakfast joints or cafes and stuff.
Those are nice.
And exploring those. And
finding like a nice hole in the wall is always like
like we went to Egg Plantation this morning. I freaking love Egg Plantation. It's a lovely little place. You know, and
I feel like there is more like nice, diverse cafe breakfast places than dinner places.
Yeah, and I love exploring that scene. I think it's really lovely. Yeah. Even if I do usually get French toast, eggs, and like hash browns or whatever. Like
but you see the variety.
Love a good Belgian waffle though.
Good Belgian waffle is great. Good pancake is great.
Good pancake.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was successful. I think that was fun. A little more low key of an episode.
Yeah,
A little
nice.
diversity and variety.
Slowing down into those holidays.
Yeah.
Folks.
So thank you for joining me on this impromptu adventure.
Yeah.
If we, I
Spur
want to
of the
do this again later off in the future, but I want to prepare for it.
This or that part 2?
Yeah,
Sure,
we'll do this or that part 2 in the
This
future.
could definitely be part 2.
Yeah, so let me
This will be a
know.
series.
Let us
It could
know.
be a
If you enjoyed this, we'll make more.
Yeah, if
Let
did
us
you
know in the
enjoy
comments.
this kind of style where we didn't have one specific topic, but instead bounced around a little
You
bit.
mean like every episode?
Yeah, it was. I like the idea of it being a little more laid back and a little more diverse instead of. I love honing in, but I just had this idea like, what if we just kind of make a little game of it?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It was very nice.
Let me know what you all think. Let us know in comments on Instagram, on Spotify. You can comment. I think I don't know. I haven't figured it all out yet.
You can comment, but on Spotify we have to publish your comments. They go into like a little filter, and I have to click publish for public, or else only we can see it. But I publish all of them.
Interesting.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you, Auntie, for commenting on all of them and doing the polls that I do because I have fun with those and no one does them. But that's okay.
If you want to make Ryan happy this holiday, fill out the poll.
Answer my polls. I try and make them silly. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Let us figure out who's going to... Oh, wait, no. We know who's going to be king next. Ian's getting it bequeathed back to him.
Thank you.
So,
we will talk about Christmas next week.
Yeah, so in our little tradesies, Ian is now getting the crown back, so he will be the king of the next one. So we don't have to do the...
King of holidays.
Yeah,
so...
Sure. Well, because I've talked about all the holiday ones so far.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
Because you have been...
king for years.
Yeah. Your reign never ends.
Yeah,
All
keeps going.
So... Thank you, boys, for joining me, and thank you all for watching / listening / whatever, and we appreciate it. Have a good one.
Bye. Okay, let's go.
Thanks for tasting.